Yo guys, what's going on? It's Najib here. So in today's episode, I want to talk about patents, trademarks, and copyrights. Now, before I met Jordan, I didn't have a great understanding of what patents were, what copyrights were, or what trademarks were. But now, after a few years of working with him, I have a better understanding of it, and I'd like to pass on what he's taught me. So patents are pretty difficult to gain. You have to gain a patent for something unique that's never been done before. So, for example, the fidget spinner. When it first came out, if the person who came up with the idea of the fidget spinner, the one who created the first ever fidget spinner, had patented that idea, people wouldn't be able to copy it, as long as they have the financial resources to enforce the patent and take anyone that broke the patent to court and sue them. If they had that type of financial capability, then nobody would be able to copy their idea. Now, on the other hand, there's big brands like Apple, like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and you notice in a lot of foreign countries like China and even in some African countries, they copy the logos, they copy the store, they copy the branding, and those are all things that have been either copyrighted, trademarked, or patented. But because they do it in such a large volume and it's a country that's so unregulated in terms of, copyright laws, patent laws, and trademark laws, there's not really much you can do to enforce it. So that's why a lot of fake stuff do get out. And big companies like Louis Vuitton are constantly trying to create little differentiations between their product, which is the real version, and the fake version. So they try to make things that are not copyable or are harder to duplicate in order to protect their products. So next we have trademarks. Now, a trademark is like a name, like Weet-Bix, like Colgate, like Nutella. Now, you might ask yourself, why do they call it Nutella? Why do they call it Weet-Bix? Why do they call it Colgate? It's because through marketing and branding, they've burnt into the customer's mind that Colgate toothpaste is Colgate, not toothpaste. And by doing that, they've differentiated themselves from other products. So when your parents tell you, hey, go to the shop and go buy me Colgate, you're not going to bring back just any old toothpaste. You're going to bring back Colgate specifically. Same with Nutella. If they tell you bring back Nutella, you're not going to bring back chocolate spread home brand, Nutella. You're going to bring back the real Nutella, right? Picking up where I left off, the concept continues onto Weet-Bix as well. You're not going to bring home Cole's home brand Wheat biscuits if you were asked to bring home Weet-Bix. Now that's how they rename their product and they brand and market it via that name. So it has, so it's very unique. They do the same thing in the pharmaceutical industry. They have a brand name and then they have the, active ingredient or the actual product name. Like Panadol, it's paracetamol within it, but the brand name is Panadol. So when people say, can you go buy me a box of Panadol from the store, they're going to specifically go buy Panadol. They're not going to buy Panamax or any other paracetamol containing painkillers. Alright, and next, moving on to copyrights. Copyrights are put in for any works of arts, books, writing, pieces of literature, scientific reports, so on and so forth. The reason why this is so that credit is given where it's due. If somebody wants to reference a quote from your book that you wrote, it's only fair that they, reference your book and say the author's name and so on and so forth in the references and within the article. Because you're giving credit where it's due. This person has put in, hours of due diligence. They've put in, their efforts. They paid ghostwriters. They did the branding. They did the marketing on their book. They had launch date. So you can't just take their ideas and pass it off as your own. You have to give credit where it's due. And if you don't, that's how you get into legal problems and stuff like that. So all of these different laws are put in place to protect people and help them gain a return on their time and money spent. So, for example, pharmaceutical companies have the largest patents time. I think it's about 20 years or something like that. And it gives them the time to recoup their losses that they incurred during the due diligence process and during R&D, research and development. So they pay a lot of money to develop a certain drug, and then they patent it. So therefore they can be the only ones in the market at that time, sell it for whatever they want. And then from there, they can have 20 years to, reign dominance over that product. So for example, Viagra. Viagra is a medication used to help people with erectile dysfunction. And it is patented by a company called Pfizer. And Pfizer was the one that discovered this product, and they did the research and development into it. They did the marketing and branding. So therefore, they had a patent over it, and they have all the profits in Viagra sales. And people can't create a generic brand or like a home brand version of that drug until that patent has expired, or Pfizer will take them to court and sue them. So this is the whole purpose of it. This is how the system of patents, trademarks, and copyrights work. They're put in place to help people. They're only useful if you can enforce them. So keep that in mind. You could have a patent for a product and someone could copy you. And if you don't have the money to take them to court, then you lose. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully next time we'll learn some more stuff. Have a good day.